Right, hi, this is just a quick video on the Nikon F401, or I think in America it's N4000 or something like that. Anyway, I thought I'd do a video on it because you don't see much information about it on the internet. So, here goes. This is the original Nikon F401, not the S or X. They were later versions, and I think the main differences with them was with autofocus and features like that. They didn't look very different. Overall, the camera feels pretty good. I mean, it's quite plastic fantastic-y, but it was an entry-level SLR in the mid-80s. I think it was 1987 that this one came out, and it was one of the first ones to have autofocus. It came after the Nikon F501, which was a sister to the F301, and the F501, the autofocus was not as good as this, which isn't bad. I find it's pretty good focusing on, you know, people, landscapes, macro, that sort of thing. But obviously it's let down with fast moving objects, you know, if you're shooting the sport or horses, you know, that is sport, isn't it? The things to say about it though is there's several features that do make it clearly an entry-level camera, and that is that there's no manual ISO setting, so you've just got to go with the box speed of the film, which could be a bit annoying. I mean, personally, I don't push or pull film or, you know, expose it anything differently to what it says on the box, but I know some people do. And also, if you've got a film that doesn't have DX coding, then obviously it probably, I think it sets it to 100 automatically. It hasn't got exposure compensation, which if you're obviously shooting in program mode, auto mode, then you're going to find that a bit annoying, because I know some people rely on that. I mean, personally, if you're shooting in manual, then whatever, if you know there's going to be some difficult backlighting, you can just adjust the shutter speed down or stop, or according to what you need to do. So I wouldn't find that a problem, but these I would have a problem with. So you've got to set the lens aperture to 22 in order for the metering to work and to be able to take photos. So you set the aperture on this little wheel here and the shutter speed, but this is the only place you can view them. You can't view them in the viewfinder. So I would find that a bit annoying, because obviously if you're doing night shots, then you're not going to really know what you're setting. And obviously, if you need to take photos quickly, you've got to take your eye out of the viewfinder, which isn't good. Yeah, so all that it does show in the viewfinder is the plus and minus. I don't know whether you'll see that. Yep, you can see it. Obviously it's probably not going to get it, set it right, because I've got no film in, so therefore it doesn't know what ISO to be using. But that's enough of the negatives. On the positive side, it's got the Nikon hot shoe, so you can do your TTL flash. I've used the SB, I think it's 22, but it's got the onboard flash as well. See if I can blind you. 3, 2, 1. That went well, didn't it? Let's try again. What are you doing? There we go. Not a bad flash. Obviously it's handy. if you're just out and about. It's not big and bulky. The camera's quite big though. It's solid though. So yeah, flash, and obviously we say all these negatives, but the photo quality is still going to be amazing, providing you've got a good lens and some good film. I know for landscapes, Fuji Velvia is the one to be looking at, slide film. And if you're in the UK, recently Poundland have been selling a Agfa Photo Vista Plus 200 film, which is pretty good. It's supposed to be rebranded Fuji colour. So it's not bad compared to the old stuff that they sold, which was the Kodak Colour Plus, which was a bit there. So some more positives. So you got the flash, image quality is going to be very good. It's cheap. You can pick these up cheaply. I mean, I was thinking of selling this one soon because I've got the F401, which was the more semi-professional model of this era. But the photo quality would be no better. It just I like the LCD and the viewfinder information in the F401. But yeah, you could pick it up pretty cheaply, and a lens like this. I mean, I didn't pay that much for this lens. It's just a Nikon autofocus 35-70, and I found it pretty good. Obviously, you can use that on any of the cameras, but it won't autofocus on the DX bodies that don't have a autofocus motor inside, because they obviously just take the AFS. So I can't think of much else to say. I'll just show you the film chamber. It's pretty tidy. And when you put the film in, obviously you put it in there, you have to put it at an angle, because you've got this little thing here. And you bring it across to the red line. Try and make sure it's hooked onto these clips, whatever they're called. That's not very technical, is it? Close the back, and obviously, as we heard earlier, it'll advance to the first frame when you press the shutter, and then you can start shooting. And just to start you off, you can get it into program mode by setting this dial to A and this to S. Then obviously if you want to shoot in aperture priority, you leave that on A and you turn this to whatever aperture you want. So, I think that's it, and that's my review of the Nikon F401 autofocus SLR of the mid-1980s.